What's going on, YouTube? So I'm back again today, and today we're going to talk about the four biggest regret retirees have. So, as a business owner and me working full time and consulting, I got to talk to a lot of people who retire from business, retire from their jobs. So I got to meet the specter from people who retire from a 9 to 5 to people who retire from selling their business. So I've got to walk side a lot of people in this aspect. And I always had one of the biggest question for them. What are your biggest regret?
Retirement is supposed to be the reward, right? The big exhale after decades of doing what you're supposed to do. You put the work in, you saved, you planned, and then finally, freedom.
About retirement and what's the common things that I saw when they talk about. So here's the four, and here's some things that you can combat it. So I've seen so many regrets in people who are about to retire or who have just retired. And these are the common things I've seen. So number one is waiting too long to retire. This regret comes up over and over from people who own.
Why waiting to retire could be your biggest regret? Well, you never know when your number is going to be called.
Businesses, people who work 9 to 5, and they always tell me I should have retired earlier. And a good portion of them, I don't even know why. And the main reason why is because they only to fall ill or pass away sooner. And they always tell me I should have retired earlier. So many of us taught to delay gratification, right? Because everyone says, hey, let's delay gratification. But at the end of the day, how much money is enough for you to retire and enjoy life? $100 million, $10 million, $1 million. What is your number? And this is the thing you have to understand. Once you hit your number, retire and enjoy life. Life is not about working. So enjoy life. And this is what I talk to some people who retired that passed away. They tell me you need to allow yourself to have joy in your life. Because some people from the military that they did 20 years, 30 years, and a week later, someone passed away. And some other people, they passed away 5 or 10 years later into retirement, and they had all this money and they just passed it on to the kids. They didn't really get to enjoy their life, because what's the point of having all that money if you can't prioritize leisure time, travel, and family time? So in the reality of it, you only need enough money to retire to enjoy life. You don't need enough money to conquer the world. That's the conception that TikTok, YouTube, and everyone put in your head. You need to only make enough to enjoy life and enjoy retirement. Now, the younger you are, more money you will need to retire so you don't run out of money. But as you get older, what is your number? And this is what you have to figure out. And that's how you combat it. You know your number. If you need $1 million, you reach it and you talk to a financial planner, talk to people. That's how you understand that, okay, I have enough to retire and this is how much money I need to survive. All right. Number two, and it correlates with the previous one, not spending more money earlier in life. So I talk to a lot of people that are engineers that are big money savers, 40% of their checks, 60% of their checks. And this is the thing. A few years ago, I submitted something that already felt really heart-gutting. Most people wait too long to enjoy their money. And I met someone that saved $20 million for retirement just to pass away 1 year into retirement, because he was so used to the busy life that whenever he finally shut down, finally relaxed, he passed away. And he had all this money saved up, and he just passed it on to the kids. And I got to talk to him when he retired. He retired at 74 years old. And this is the thing. He said, I regret continuously working to the point where I didn't know my body was falling apart. And two, is not spending his money earlier. He had millions of dollars put away, and he didn't get the car he wants. He didn't go travel. He just spent his whole life working and not enjoying his money. What is the point of money if you don't enjoy it a little bit? And this is why
It's so hard to finally get some in savings. It's hard to release it, especially if you're wired as a saver.
I don't like some financial advisors that tells you to put away all your money and worry about in retirement. No, you do need to put some money aside for retirement, but you also need to put money aside so you can enjoy life now. And this is how you combat it. Do a happy mix. Don't just focus on retirement. You need to put aside some time for enjoying now, and don't regret it in your future. Yes, maybe it's that $10 coffee you enjoy having. Just keep having it. Some people says, oh, it's a waste of money, but they have millions of dollars and they can say wherever they want. You know, are they doing that $10 or 15-cent coffee? Or are they still going and getting Starbucks, getting a fancy coffee? Now, I don't really enjoy coffee that much, so I do get my coffee at work. So, yeah, I don't spend the money on it, but at the end of the day, I still go have fun on the weekends with my family and kids and spend the extra money. Some people are cheap and they don't want to spend the extra money. So, enjoy life. Set aside a monthly fund for this situation. Number 3. Not tracking their progress earlier. So this is the usual come up quietly and bury under question. Did I save enough? So did you save enough? Now comment below if you're on track or if you're struggling to figure out what's your number, because there's always a different reason. So if you didn't know, there is a bunch of different style. You can do the 4% rule where $1 million give you $40,000 a year, or you can figure out, hey, the real number and talk to a financial advisor.
The number one reason people retire with no money is not because of rate of return. Okay. And it's not because of the fees. It's because they don't put any freaking money in retirement.
The reason why I don't want to give you your number, I don't know your status. Do you have your house paid off? Are you going to live in a rental apartment? Or are you going to have millions of dollars? This is the thing. If you talk to a financial advisor, you understand your situation. And the other thing about this is I can't tell you about what you can get from Social Security or anything like that. So, because that does make a difference on how much money you need to save. I know some people that, surprisingly enough, they put 10% their whole career in a 401k, and they were a secretary, and they found out they were going to get more money in retirement than they would if they continue working. And this is after they talked to the people at Fidelity. Now, this is the thing I got to tell you about it. If you're not thinking about retirement and how to save your money, you are already behind, because you need to understand no one's going to do it for you. And the best time is to do now. So not tracking their progress earlier is number 3. So if you're not tracking it, then you're either oversaving or missing opportunity about investing. So you're undersaving and enter retirement with anxiety is what a lot of people have, and it limits your flexibility. So I always encourage people to make a bucket list early. And what experience do you want to have? What memories do you want to create with your money? So this is the thing. It's your money. No one can help you if you don't ask for help. Because in America, it's a big taboo to talk about money. I don't even know why. If you start talking about money, people freak out and be like, oh, that's too personal. But they'll talk about their sexual experience, political life, stuff like that. Oh, why? It doesn't make sense. So understand, if you're not going to talk about your money and talk about how to retire, talk about how you want to retire, no one's going to help you. So you need to talk to a financial advisor, figure out what is your game plan as early as you can. I talk to people who are 18 years old that already are planning to retire and set up their retirement account for the long run, which is investing $400, $500 a month, and that's all they can do for the rest of their life. So, hey, that still leaves them with millions of dollars by the time they retire. And number 4 is lack of tax diversity. And comes from people who put too much in retirement savings that's pre-tax account, the 401k, or
according to Empower, which holds a lot of companies' 401k plans, the average 401k balance by age 60 is $569,000. If we put that number into our MoneyChimp 401k calculator, assuming we're earning 4% interest every year in retirement because we're in a more conservative portfolio, and that we're going to live for 30 years taking income out every year, and we're paying an average of 25% per year in taxes, which is probably being pretty conservative. If we click calculate, that means that every year in retirement, you could expect to receive approximately $31,644 pre-tax minus $7,911 in taxes, means you get to live your
IRA. And this is the thing I tell most people is the average person is not going to understand how much money they are saving and by avoiding paying taxes now. So a 401k is deferring your retirement taxes. So you need to understand, if you need money for a car repair, let's say $5,000 for a car repair, and you need to pull out about $7,000 because you're going to be taxed on it to get those expenses. So once you understand that, you need to diversify. So most people prioritize their tax defer during the highest earning years. And I tell you, are you going to have more money in your retirement or more money in now? And at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay taxes on your 401k whenever you start taking it out. So to reduce that, I tell people to start investing their Roth. Do the match at work and then go to the Roth account and put until you max that out. Once you max that out, okay, now you have a buffer. So if you need to take money out, you're not going to get taxed so hard and you can slowly withdraw for your 401k. So this is the thing. Once you understand this, the asset in the pre-tax account, every time you need money, and this is what I found out from someone who just retired, is he told me every time he needs money, he has to take out about 30 or 40% more than expected to pay taxes. So this limits your opportunity. Yes, so if you're going to limit your opportunity, why even worry about it? Because you're going to drain your money and pay the federal government a bunch of taxes. So what I tell people to do is to get a Roth IRA, HSA, and pay the taxes now, and don't worry about the outcome of it, because those are the accounts that grow tax free. No, pre-tax accounts are traditional IRA and 401k. Now, those are the accounts, right? So you need to have a good mix. If you put it all in your IRA for a 401k, you're going to have to worry about how much money you're going to be taxed at the end of it. You can have $2 million in it, and you're going to be taxed at $2 million on that $2 million. So you need to understand that. But if you have $2 million on a Roth IRA, you no longer need to pay taxes on it because you paid it before it went in, and it's tax-free growth. And that's some of the things you need to understand. Now, to sum it up, a financial secure retirement is nothing if it's not fulfilling. So you need to understand the ultimate and biggest regret isn't just about the money. It's about missing opportunity and not living your life to the fullest, not planning with attention, and not giving yourself permission, enjoying life. So those are the things I got from people whenever they retire and their regrets. Now, it's not all about the money. Most of it was, hey, I regret not enjoying my life. When I got too old, I can't even travel no more like I wanted to. And these are the things that I heard. So like and subscribe to my video, and that's all I got. And let me know what you think about it.